Sing to the rock, sing to the tree, sing to the firefly lighting up the sky. Sing, sing to the sea.
Hello, I'm Mary Whelan, and this is The Song, a show that features songwriters and their original songs. And today, I am very pleased to welcome back Pat Lamanna.
Long, long ago, and far, far away, a man took a bite of an apple, they say. He was living in Eden, a beautiful life, till he was corrupted by his evil wife. And with that all humanity fell. Oh, the stories we tell, myths and legends and lies. We tell ourselves stories and then we believe them, and millions of innocents die. We tell ourselves stories and then we believe them, and millions of innocents died. Long, long ago, and far, far away, we were slaves unto Pharaoh in Egypt, they say. But the Lord led us forth with his outstretched hand, and led us through desert into Canaan land, which he gave us forever to dwell. Oh, the stories we tell, myths and legends and lies. We tell ourselves stories and then we believe them, and millions of innocents die. We tell ourselves stories and then we believe them, and millions of innocents die. Long, long ago, and far, far away, a virgin gave birth to a baby, they say. He was nailed to the cross so that we'll never die, and all who believe straight to heaven will fly, and the rest will be cast into hell. Oh, the stories we tell, myths and legends and lies. We tell ourselves stories and then we believe them, and millions of innocents die. We tell ourselves stories and then we believe them, and millions of innocents die. Long, long ago, and far, far away, Allah appeared to Muhammad, they say. The words that he spoke became the Quran. Now they must be the law of each true Muslim land, to protect us from the infidel. Oh, the stories we tell, myths and legends and lies. We tell ourselves stories and then we believe them, and millions of innocents die. We tell ourselves stories and then we believe them, and millions of innocents died. Long, long ago, and far, far away, a pinpoint of matter exploded, they say. It formed gaseous clouds and comets and stars, and all manner of life on this planet of ours, and perhaps on some others as well. We need new stories to tell. I wonder how long it will take. Can we sit down together and talk with each other for all the dear innocents' sake? Can we sit down together and talk with each other for all the dear innocents' sake? Thank you.
Come back again.
I'm very glad. I'm so pleased you invited me. Thank you.
Now, I wanted to have you back on anyway, but the timing of it has to do with the People's Music Network event that's going to be coming up later.
Right.
You want to talk some about that?
I'd love to, thank you.
Yeah.
Yes, People's Music Network is a wonderful organization, and you can get to it via peoplesmusic.org. They have 2 gatherings a year, and their next gathering is going to be in Greenfield, which is not far from here. And it's going to be the weekend of the 23rd, 24th, 25th. That's a weekend, I believe.
Sounds right. Yeah.
Yes. So it'll be soon. And Kim and Reggie Harris are going to be the artists in residence. They're going to be doing workshops. They will be at the concert, but there will be a wonderful concert the Friday evening. And people can go to the concert. They don't have to go to the whole weekend. Again, at peoplesmusic.org, people can register for just tickets to the concert or for the whole weekend. There'll be workshops. There's what they call a round robin on Saturday night. Anybody who wants to sign up can sign up to perform a song. And there's just a lot of camaraderie. The main purpose of People's Music Network is to promote political music, music that tries to make the world a better place.
Right. That sounds good. Yeah, and you're going to be there.
And yeah, I'll be there. I'll be doing a workshop. One of the things that I brought to PMN was the idea of doing workshops to improve songwriting. Mm-hmm. So another place that I'd like to promote actually is called Summer Songs, summersongs.org. They are a songwriting camp. Mm-hmm. And I learned from that songwriting camp how wonderful it is when you can bring a song and get feedback. And so I added a workshop to the PMN roster called Grain of Salt, which I learned about from David Roth. And people can bring a song in progress and ask for feedback. And it's been quite successful. So I'll be doing that workshop with Charlie King, who's another wonderful political songwriter. But there'll be all kinds of workshops on a whole variety of topics, a men's song swap, a women's song swaps about the environment, all kinds of things.
Oh, sounds great. Well, let's hear some more music and we'll talk a little more.
Yeah, the song that I just did, I've been thinking about because of recent events in France and thinking about, stories. It's an older song of mine, but I just feel that it's pretty relevant today. And it was interesting because when I first wrote it, I thought, gee, this song might be offensive to some people, and maybe it is offensive to some people. Maybe some people feel like their religion is being denigrated, but I'm glad that it's a song that I can sing in this country without worrying about being killed. Mm-hmm. And so I've been thinking about that a lot lately. And the other thing about that song is that it got some feedback at a Grain of Salt workshop that David Roth ran at Summer Songs. And so just to give an idea of the kinds of help that you can get when you bring songs. And actually, so this next one that I'm going to do is one that I brought to People's Music Network. And I just sang it at a Funny Songs workshop, but Charlie King and Jay Mankita, who was facilitating the workshop, gave me some wonderful feedback about it, so I made some changes. And so again, that's one of the great things about People's Music Network is that you can bring songs and they'll give you feedback. They'll tell you how you might be able to improve it. You learn a lot about yourself and about songwriting there. So this is a humorous song that was inspired by a magazine article that I read that said that the color pink has a calming effect on people. It soothes aggression. And so the state prison in Buffalo, New York, decided to paint the walls of the cell block pink, and they found indeed that aggressive incidents went down. And so I started thinking about that and saying, boy, if that really works, there's all kinds of ways we could apply it. In Buffalo, they found a way to make a safer jail. They've painted all the cell blocks pink, now harmony prevails. They cite studies scientific, which prove that pink's terrific for decreasing animosity in some aggressive males. Paint 'em pink, you'll get more cooperation in the clink. Aggression tends to lessen, and that can be a blessing with criminals who'd kill you in a wink. Now that article I read gave me an idea. There are women who are struggling with abusive mates, I hear. When their fellas lose control, women's heads begin to roll. But maybe there's a way to make those beatings less severe. Dress him in pink, dress him in pink, even when he's had a bit too much to drink. In a suit and tie of fuchsia, he'll never try to push ya. He'll run out and buy you roses and a mink. Now this plan is such a good one, we should spread it far and wide, like to that house in Washington that has 5 equal sides. If we painted it magenta, the generals would be gentler, and to end all wars forever, they might finally decide. Paint it pink, paint it pink, and the military appetite will shrink. There could be much utility in reducing the hostility of the guys who got us dancing on the brink. Oh, paint it pink, paint it pink. Our future may be rosier than we think. If it really does soothe passion, it should be the latest fashion. Won't the world look simply smashing all in pink? So another advantage of People's Music Network is that sometimes somebody will hear your song and decide to cover it. And I was fortunate enough to have this happen to me. Anne Feeney, who's a wonderful and fairly well-known labor singer, songwriter, heard this particular song and decided that she wanted to cover it, and she did. And actually there's a YouTube of her doing this song. It's called The Man I Voted For. You can go to YouTube and search Anne Feeney, The Man I Voted For. And you can also see my version there as well. So here's my version. And another thing, by the way, that I learned about writing political songs is it's really good when you have a political song to have some part of it that gets the audience going. So you'll notice that the chorus of the song is one line, but I repeat it so that the chorus can join in. And those of you who are watching at home on your laptop or whatever, join in on the second line. If I could have beer with the president, I'd choose a Guinness stout. And wouldn't you like to hear me tell of the things we talk about? I'd say, Barack, can you tell me please just one thing I do implore? Just who are you and what did you do with the man I voted for? Yes, who are you and what did you do with the man I voted for? I remember November 2008, the night it truly seemed that America was awakening from an 8-year-long bad dream. And we had the audacity to hope that there'd be an end to war. Now who are you and what did you do with the man I voted for? Yes, who are you and what did you do with the man I voted for? Well, there's them's as paid for your campaign and they're raising quite a fuss. So now it's time you told us plain, do you work for them or us? You said you do things differently, that's what makes me sore. Now who are you and what did you do with the man I voted for? Yes, who are you and what did you do with the man I voted for? Well, now it's time I took my leave, so thank you for the beer. I'm glad we had this little chat and I hope I've made things clear. And I hope you'll think upon my words as I stumble out the door. And take good heed, for the world still needs the man I voted for. Yes, take good heed, for the world still needs the man I voted for. Thank you. And humor is important in political songwriting. A friend of mine told me that Pete Seeger once told him, a song is not an editorial.
Mm-hmm.
And, what that means is a song should not be preachy. And there are so many songs, oh, yes, we need peace on earth, and people should all lay their arms down and stop fighting. And that's a very wonderful sentiment, but it's not a song.
Mm-hmm.
A song should have some poetry or some humor or tell a story or something more than just preaching at people. So I try to do that in my songs, and I learn when I go to places like PMN and I hear other people's political songs, how they do it.
Mm-hmm.
And I learn from that.
Yeah. Someone I knew, a songwriter I knew years ago, he said, don't tell me, show me.
Okay, right.
Exactly. And so being able to tell a story and having some imagery or whatever, it can be really good, and really easier to take than the serious, heavy-duty political stuff. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Now you talked about how people could find out more about the People's Music Network. How do people find out more about you?
Oh, me?
Yeah.
PatLamanna.com, and that's Pat, P-A-T, Lamanna. Most people spell it with one N, but it's two N's.
Yeah.
You won't find me.
One M, two N's. I always have to stop and think about it.
One M, two N's. Yeah.
And there I know that people can listen to your music and they can find out your upcoming gigs and all of that. Yeah.
Right. And there's a link to CD Baby, so you can buy my CDs. I have 2 CDs.
And there's videos.
And there's some video. I also have a Facebook page, Pat Lamanna Music.
Mm-hmm.
So you can go to that.
That's great. And I noticed you had videos and stuff on or on your website, right? It's not links to videos; it's videos that you have on your website.
I think I actually might have videos.
Yeah. You have some videos too. Yeah, that's cool. So,
and that
nice
one that I just
website.
did, it was interesting because Ann Feeney covered that song, The Man I Voted For, some years ago. And so her version was on YouTube for a long time. I just recorded it at a concert a few days ago. So
yours is newly up there.
Right, so mine is newly up there. And my version is a little different from hers. And at first I was a little upset, and then I said, well, gee, look what Peter, Paul, and Mary did to If I Had a Hammer. And Pete didn't seem to mind. So I'm just thrilled, actually, that the song was covered.
And now you have a portion of one of your songs is on an Pete Seeger album?
Right, yes.
And it was one that was a Grammy-nominated album.
Yes.
That's very cool.
Yeah, he won 2 Grammys in the last few years. That one was Grammy nominated. He lost to Stephen Colbert. Whatever, I love Stephen Colbert. But yes, this song is about a woman by the name of Peace Pilgrim, or that was the name that she took, in 1953 when she decided to start walking back and forth across the United States, talking to people about peace. And she wore a tunic that said Peace Pilgrim, and she handed out little pamphlets about peace. And she talked about what she called the whole peace picture. Peace between nations, peace between individuals. And she said the most important thing is inner peace, because she said until people achieve inner peace, there will be no peace in the world, which I think is very true. Yeah. And when I heard about her at first, I was very taken with her, so I wrote this song. And then, some years later, there was a peace vigil that took place near where I live, which is also near where Pete Seeger lived. And we would both go to that peace vigil every Saturday. And what we would do is vigil from 12 to 2, and then sing songs for a little while around the peace pole that we had planted there. And Pete heard me sing Peace Pilgrim, and he really liked it. He really liked the song. And he said, you could write another verse to that song about how even though Peace Pilgrim died a long time ago, she's standing with us at our peace vigil. So, of course, I wrote that verse. And he did, on his album, The Storm King, which is a spoken word album, and he mostly just tells stories of his life, and he tells stories of other people's lives that he thought were interesting. And so he told the story of Peace Pilgrim. And he says on the album, there's a woman in Poughkeepsie named Pat Lamanna who wrote a song about Peace Pilgrim, and he sings the chorus to the song.
Great.
So so that was quite a thrill, and I actually was called into the studio to dub my own voice, singing along with him.
Wonderful.
So my voice is on that album as well.
Oh, how cool is that?
Yeah.
Great.
And so the song became from 4 verses, 5 verses, and then when Pete passed away, I wrote another verse for him. So it's a long song, and I tell the audience, well, by the time I get to the 6th verse, you should have picked up the chorus. So you should be able to sing the chorus along with me. And the chorus is mostly her own words, just as she spoke them. And a couple of the verses also are just what Peace Pilgrim herself said.
Oh, great.
So, and I should mention, by the way, Pete Seeger was a very active member of People's Music Network for many years.
Yeah.
It was only the last few years that he wasn't able to come.
Yeah.
But
great.
he was a great supporter of it.
And again, that People's Music Network event, right in Greenfield.
In Greenfield.
Like next town over.
Right. January 23rd, 24th, 25th. And peoplesmusic.org is where you can get the information about it.
Okay, great. Well, it was wonderful to have you here today.
Oh, thank you.
And let's hear some more music.
Okay, so I'll do Peace Pilgrim. Peace Pilgrim, her age was unknown. She carried no money and she had no home. She walked our land for 28 years to show us we can overcome our hatred and our fears. She said, I will walk until I'm given shelter. I will fast until I'm given bread. I will remain a wanderer until mankind has learned the way of peace. Her message was simple, it's all been said before. We cannot learn peace while we're waging war. Good will conquer evil, truth will conquer lies, love will conquer hatred, if only we will try. She said, I will walk until I'm given shelter. I will fast until I'm given bread. I will remain a wanderer until mankind has learned the way of peace. She carried in her pockets everything she owned. Some nights she slept on pillows and some nights she slept on stones. One day out on the highway she shed her robe of clay, but the message that she carried still lives on in us today. She said, I will walk until I'm given shelter. I will fast until I'm given bread. I will remain a wanderer until mankind has learned the way of peace. The place to begin is deep within yourself. Then you can show the way to someone else. When enough of us have learned to live in harmony, the old ways will crumble and our love will set us free. She said, I will walk until I'm given shelter. I will fast until I'm given bread. I will remain a wanderer until mankind has learned the way of peace. As we gather at this corner in sun and rain and snow, we remember Peace Pilgrim and her words of long ago. Though her spirit flew to freedom in 1981, she's standing here among us as our prayers for peace are sung. She said, I will walk until I'm given shelter. I will fast until try and right the wrongs. We think of Pete Seeger and the power of his songs, his courage and his wisdom, his kind and humble grace. Now he's walking with Peace Pilgrim, leaving us to take his place. She said, I will walk until I'm given shelter. I will fast until I'm given bread. I will remain a wanderer until mankind has learned the way of peace. I will remain a wanderer until mankind has learned the way of peace. And I should mention that you can see Peace Pilgrim. If you go to peacepilgrim.org, there are videos of her. There's also audios. You can read a book that contains all of her speeches and talks that she gave to colleges, churches all over the country. And also in her hometown of Egg Harbor City, New Jersey, they have an annual Peace Pilgrim celebration. And I was honored in 2010 to be invited to it. And when I got back, I was very inspired, so I wrote this song. And again, this is one of those songs that's great because it gets the audience singing. You'll see there's a lot of repetition, a lot of places where you can come in if you so feel inclined. It's all one piece, and it's all one piece. You're a piece, and I'm a piece of the one great piece. It's all one piece, and it's all one piece. You're a piece, and I'm a piece of the one great piece. Buddha sat 'neath the Bodhi tree, and it's all one piece. To set all sentient beings free, and it's all one piece. Jesus stood at the temple door, and it's all one piece. Healed the sick and fed the poor, and it's all one piece. It's all one piece, and it's all one piece. You're a piece, and I'm a piece of the one great piece. Gandhi marched down to the sea, and it's all one piece. Brought an empire to its knees, and it's all one piece. Peace Pilgrim walked across our land, and it's all one piece. Tried to help us understand that it's all one piece. It's all one piece, and it's all one piece. You're a piece, and I'm a piece of the one great piece. Miss Carson warned of Silent Springs, and it's all one piece. We must respect all living things, 'cause it's all one piece. John Lennon strummed on his guitar, and it's all one piece. To remind us we're all superstars, and it's all one piece. It's all one piece, and it's all one piece. You're a piece, and I'm a piece of the one great piece. Now I may not be Dr. King, and it's all one piece, but I can march and I can sing, and it's all one piece. And each of us can now begin, and it's all one piece, to seek that peace that's deep within, and it's all one piece. It's all one piece, and it's all one piece. You're a piece, and I'm a piece of the one great piece. It's all one piece, and it's all one piece. You're a piece, and I'm a piece of the one